A GMC Hummer EV spontaneously combusts inside an automotive repair shop. And a few weeks back, I covered a similar fire in a dealership involving an F-150 Lightning. And it turns out, I missed an important detail. This is Stashed. I'm Pat, firefighter, mechanical engineer, and battery guy. Let's start with the F-150 Lightning. Now, if you didn't see my previous video, I'll link it in the description below. But like I said, I missed an important detail. It appears that the battery pack had actually been removed from the vehicle. If you look close, it's actually sitting on the table just below where it would have been mounted to the vehicle itself. Now, I don't know if they were pulling the battery out or if it was going back in, but either way, there's still a lot of energy in there. A damaged battery pack doesn't care if it's coming in or going out of the vehicle. The question everybody's asking, did the tech do something wrong? Or damage the pack? Maybe, but the tech could have done everything right and still have a situation where the battery goes into thermal runaway. But let's get back to the Hummer. This happened on March 20th, 2026, and it was an incident I knew about back when it happened. But initially, when I requested the information, it wasn't available, and it kind of fell off my radar. The fire occurred at the Batista Auto Repair Center in Providence, Rhode Island. This was a salvage vehicle, and it had been in an accident. But it only had front end damage, not the type of damage I would expect to affect the battery. The owner planned to repair the damage and sell the vehicle overseas. At approximately 8 p.m. on March 20th, the shop was closed. The mechanics were actually still in the shop, but they weren't working. They were playing dominoes after hours with friends. Then, a strange smell started coming from the Hummer. It started smoking and making noise. What you're seeing is the battery off-gassing, but you can also hear the individual cells failing.
Porque se acaba de romper todo. Ya, no hay problema. No, ahí hay fuego, llama, hay que llamar.
I always describe this to people like fireworks in the distance or popcorn popping in the microwave. And that's a typical behavior for pouch-style cells, and that's what this pack uses. You don't like hearing it? And I never used to ask. But it works. Since I started asking, this channel has grown at a rate 4 times faster than it used to. Help me hit 100,000 subscribers in 2026. I'd like to say this is a unique situation, but it seems these vehicles like to spontaneously combust from time to time, and there's no warning whatsoever. This vehicle wasn't charging, it hadn't been driven. Nobody was even working on it at the time. The vehicle was just sitting in the shop, and it had been there for over a month. That's the hard part for people to wrap their heads around. However, I'm not sure that front-end damage would have put this vehicle at risk of delayed thermal runaway. Now, the Hummer itself, it has a massive battery pack, almost 3,000 pounds. It's 2 layers of batteries inside, so modules stacked on top of modules. That's a lot of energy, that's a lot of thermal mass. Extremely difficult to deal with when it's in thermal runaway.
No, los bomberos vienen ahora. Oh, Dios mío, qué vaina esta.
The shop itself was a total loss, significant damage throughout. The other vehicles inside, they also took heavy damage. Based on the fire report, employees did try to use extinguishers, and they had no effect on the fire. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it, a portable extinguisher is not going to stop a battery of this size in thermal runaway. You're not solving the problem, you're just exposing yourself. If it's in thermal runaway, you run away. The building did appear to have a sprinkler system, but there's no evidence it activated, and you can see the pipes actually laying on the vehicles. It's hard to know why, but a lot of times, especially with older buildings, they don't maintain that system. Eventually, it just kind of gets shut off and forgotten about. Now, had it worked, it would not have put out this fire, but it would have limited the damage to the structure itself, and likely the structure wouldn't have been a total loss. Here's another detail that most people don't realize. After the fire was out, the Hummer had to be removed from the scene, towed to a secure lot, and isolated before investigators could even continue their work inside the building. The reason? The off-gassing and reignition risk. For a combustion engine vehicle, it's going to stay right where it's at, right after the fire, and that's what happened with the other 3 vehicles that weren't towed. But a damaged EV is still a hazard after the fire, and it has to be treated that way. Damaged electric vehicles are a problem, and collision centers will be taking on a ton of risk in the future. We have to rethink how we store, stage, and service damaged electric vehicles. Employees need training. I do have online training available, so reach out if you're interested. And the training applies to everyone in the facility, not just techs. If somebody in sales or even your summer help notices an issue with an electric vehicle, they need to understand the basics. But the lessons here, they're straightforward. A damaged EV battery is not a dormant hazard. It's an active one, and it can fail days, weeks, or even years after the original damage. If your shop is taking in damaged EVs, that vehicle needs to be treated differently from the moment it arrives.